Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Maddie. I'm a reseller on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and in today's video we are going to be shipping together. In my last Ship With Me video, I had talked about how eBay was starting to overtake my Poshmark sales, that eBay was starting to be my platform of choice because I was just getting a lot more sales over there. And it's almost like Poshmark heard that and took it as a challenge. And so in today's video, I actually have one eBay sale to ship, but I think I have 9 Poshmark sales to ship out. So Poshmark, they're like, no, we're not gonna let that happen. eBay is not taking over. Come back to us, Maddie. Now, in an ideal world, I would have a bunch of sales on all 3 of my reselling platforms, or at least, if I'm not being greedy, at least a bunch of sales on eBay and Poshmark. But that's not the world that we live in, so I'll take what I can take. Let me know in the comments down below, have you noticed a pickup in Poshmark or eBay? Do you have a preferred platform or preference of choice? My preferred platform is definitely Poshmark because it's so much easier to ship over there. I don't have to use really like my own shipping materials. I just use the free shipping materials. But I'll take whatever platform is selling my items. That's where we're at. Okay, let's go ahead and get into what has actually sold. So my first item is a 2-piece bundle. These both sold really quickly. I just listed these items last Monday and they have sold. It's now the next Tuesday, so they sold in about a week of me having them listed. So the first item is this Angie kimono. This is the tag on that. This is like a TJ Maxx brand, but anytime I find the kimonos, they sell really quickly. It's really cute. It's like patchwork. And I love this flare sleeve. So this sold really quickly in a bundle with this Pete and Greta cardigan. This is a Johnny Was line, but it's like the lowest end Johnny Was line, so definitely not a bolo for Johnny Was. This does have some faint pilling on it, which of course I did disclose. So these sold in a bundle together for $20. To fold these like nice and neat, and then we'll wrap them in tissue paper. So here they are together, all folded up, and then just going to wrap them in some white tissue paper. It's best to use white tissue paper than other colors because if it does get wet, it could bleed onto it. So like if I was using like red tissue paper, that red color would bleed onto the item. We wouldn't want that. So these fit together really nicely. And then I'm going to go ahead and use a padded flat rate envelope. You can order these off of USPS.com or get them at your local post office. If it was like bulkier items, I would put them in a box, but since they'll fit really nicely into this envelope, I do want to put them in here because some people really like it when you ship in envelopes because they can fit into your mailbox and they don't have to be like left outside of your home. Or if you live in an apartment, sometimes you have to leave your boxes up in the like management room and it's kind of a hassle to go up there. So these fit really nicely in here, and then we're just gonna slap a label on. The next sale is another super fast seller. I got this at the same time as I got the Angie kimono and the Pete and Greta cardigan. This is a Harry Potter kimono. It's super cool. It is like a galaxy print and it's kind of like a light burnout, not full burnout, but there's like certain pieces that are burnout. And then it has some little like Harry Potter logos on it. And of course at the bottom it does have some tassels. This is in a size small and it ended up selling really quickly for $17. Not all Harry Potter merch will sell that quickly, but I knew that this one was really unique. I've never really seen a Harry Potter kimono like this, so I did know that it would sell pretty quickly. So again, just folding it up really nice and neat and then putting it on some tissue paper. Are you guys Harry Potter fans or not so much? It took me until I was like in my 20s to really get Harry Potter and actually sit down and read all the books. I attempted to read them when I was in elementary school and I think I made it up to like Goblet of Fire, which is book 4, and then I just like stopped because fantasy is not my favorite. And then my friends, whenever I was 20, 21, they were like very into Harry Potter. Cursed Child was about to come out and they were like, Madison, you really need to read the book so you kind of like get what we're talking about. Like, come on, you love to read, you can do it. So I sat down and it took me like, I want to say like 2 weeks to read all of them. And I was like, okay, finally, I get the Harry Potter hype. I would definitely say I am a Ravenclaw if we're gonna go with a house. I've actually worn my Team Ravenclaw shirt on here a few times. And then, but I'm like mixed a little bit with a Hufflepuff in that I'm just like, I want everyone to get along. So that is my Harry Potter house. If you're a Harry Potter fan, let me know, what house are you in? Yet another pretty fast flip. This is We the Free, which is of course an extension of Free People. This is just a striped shirt. This is the Keela Trapeze shirt, and this only ended up selling for $15, but again, it was just such a fast flip. So again, we're just going to fold it up and wrap it with some tissue paper. You guys know I like to move things really quickly, so could I have held out for like $25 potentially, but to me it's just not worth it. I have so many items right now. You guys know that I love to go to my 99-cent days and just stock up on those bread and butter items, so moving things quickly is more important to me than holding out for like an extra $5 to $10. That's just my thought process. I know the mantra like work smarter, not harder, and they're very selective in what they pick, and that's their life. They have a smaller closet and it works out for them, but I just don't find enough of those like big ticket items, especially in this economy when people are not wanting to pay up, for me to have that small closet and make enough sales for it to be like viable and worth it. That's just my area. I know that we all kind of have like different sourcing strategies and business models. Speaking of sourcing strategies, this sweatshirt does come with a little bit of a sourcing story. So this is a rail sweatshirt. This is in a size extra small, and I've had this literally for a year. I got this last February, and I used to be very much so into buying items online to sell. Like I would source retail arbitrage from like Nordstrom Rack or like discount stores, or sometimes I would like peruse Poshmark and find some deals on there and then just like list them myself. So this is an item that I actually sourced off of Poshmark. I saw on Instagram that a Poshmark seller was moving and she advertised like a closet clear out before she moved. So I bought quite a few items from her, and to be honest, I didn't necessarily make the best choices when I was buying from her, because you kind of get like this frenzy effect whenever you see things like that, like best prices. And so this is one of the items that I got. Like I said, it did take a year to sell. Fortunately, most of the other pieces have already sold. I think I have one more sports bra left from that buyer and that clear out, but I just think the buy-in cost is too expensive for me to source online anymore, especially considering that I'm not really getting the money that I used to get for certain brands and certain items. I know some people, they can drop like $100 on like an Agua Bonita dress and then turn it into $500 really quickly. I'm going to assume that requires patience and you being really like diligent in researching your comps and staying very firm in your price, and those are things that I'm just not very good at. I love to move things quickly, even if I am getting like a lesser price than what comps say. So that's just me. That's my personality type. Do you guys source online still? This next piece is one that I've had since 2021. This is Tommy Bahama. I don't really pick this brand up anymore, except maybe like a men's silk shirt, but even then I would probably only pay 99 cents. This is just an open knit blouse. This is a linen blend and it is in a size small. It did only end up selling for $14 after having it for over 2 years, almost 3 years. I think I got this in the summer of 2021. So definitely not something I would source again in the future, but it does tell you that everything does resell eventually if you're willing to hang on to your things. This next piece is something I got in December of 2023, so relatively recently. This is Michael Stars. This can sometimes be sold at Anthropologie, but it's also sold at places like TJ Maxx. This is something I picked up for 99 cents, and it's just a nice ruche dress. It reminds me a lot of the leaf ruche dresses. This only ended up selling for $10, but that is okay. I didn't think it would sell for a lot. I thought it'd probably cap out at like 15. So just kind of an item to get on a slower day. At my 99-cent day, I probably would pick it up if I saw it again, even though it just doesn't sell for a lot. Again, I've mentioned this in other videos, but I am a very fast lister because I am not a perfectionist, as you guys can probably tell. So that does make listing very quick. This next sale is super exciting. I showed you guys this very recently. This sold within like a week of me listing it. The brand on this is Saison. This was on my 8 Bolo brand videos. I'm gonna go ahead and button these back buttons right here so it's ready to go. This ended up selling for $77. I hadn't even cross-posted this to eBay or Mercari yet. So definitely a very fast flip. I was so excited when I saw this in the thrift store. I paid like $6 or $7 for it. I can't super remember, but when I saw it in the thrift store, I did like a double take, like, am I being punked right now? Because I had literally just spoken into the universe that I wanted to find this brand, and I found it. This is the Margot dress. This is in a size 6, and even though it was just on Poshmark, it had like, I want to say 11 likes on it. So definitely a very in-demand brand. I'm so happy that I found this. I'm hoping I can find even more Saison in this year. Some of you guys shared with me that you also have found Saison and that it's moved really quickly for you. So I'm manifesting that for all of us, that we all get Saison pieces. Go ahead and build a box because I do have a 5-piece bundle on this. This is a medium box because these pieces are pretty small. They'll definitely fit into a medium box. So I often have a deal running in my closet that is any item priced originally under $50. You can bundle them together, 5 for $50, because those are often the pieces that I get for like 99 cents, maybe $1 or $2. And so this woman took advantage of the 5 for $50 deal. She actually sent me an offer for $48, which is kind of petty because it's like $2. So if I was being petty back, I could have countered offered $50 considering she sent me $48 and the deal is 5 for $50. But I wasn't about to lose a sale over $2. That just seems silly, so I accepted it. It's no big deal. Most of these items that she got were items that I wasn't like attached to. Most of them are 99-cent pieces. So it's always good when you get those bundles and you're kind of clearing out some older inventory. For example, the first item that I've had since July of 2021, so definitely an older piece. This is Josie Notori, which can actually be a good like sleepwear intimates line, but I had this for so long because it had like a little stain on it, and I just don't think that this robe was like all that desirable. It was kind of a very loud print, so I think that's what happened there. And then the next piece was something that I think I paid $2 or $3 for. It is a more recent piece. This Eileen Fisher sweater. There is like a little snag in it, which I did disclose, and this is definitely the old Eileen Fisher tag. Eileen Fisher for me is like very, very fickle, so sometimes I can sell it really quickly. Sometimes it sits around for like 6 months max, so to see it sell really quickly, I was happy with that. The next piece in the bundle was a 99-cent find. This is an UMG blouse. It has some really fun floral sleeves. I got this I think in January or December, so relatively quick mover. UMG is definitely a brand I only pick up for 99 cents. Another 99-cent find. I listed this month. This is an old Anthropologie Dolan tag. This is definitely kind of an older style. This is something that I had seen at my thrift store for a few weeks, and even when it was like $2, I was like, nah, 99 cents or I'm not getting that. So I waited until it was 99 cents. And this last piece is something I've had since September. I got this for 99 cents. I actually got this with the intention of trying to sell it to my buy sell trade store, but they said no thank you. So this is a St. John Bay shirt. I pretty much never pick up this brand. It is new with tag. This is just Walmart, but I picked it up because I just thought it was fun with the umbrellas and beach balls on it. So that is the entire bundle. Like I said, it did help me clear out older inventory and then just kind of like less desirable inventory like this shirt. Even though I think it's really adorable, it'd be perfect for the beach. No one's really like seeking out St. John's Bay. And the last Poshmark item I do have to ship out is a Loft chambray dress. I tell you guys all the time that chambray pieces and mall brands, they sell pretty well for me, and that they either sell in bundles or they just sell fast. This sold really quickly. I hadn't even had it cross-posted. This only ended up selling for $12. It's something I got for 99 cents, but with my goal of just like moving things quickly and this just being Loft, something that I knew would never sell for all that much. I was very happy with this turnout. Anytime I don't have to cross post something, especially if it's like something that I know isn't gonna sell for a lot, that is time saved, and then I guess you could say that equals also money saved. So definitely happy with that. Shifting gears now to eBay. I do have one eBay sale to ship, but before we do that, just like a quick little eBay story time, because something very odd happened to me this past week on eBay. So I had made a sale via the international shipping program. I shipped it off to their headquarters. It was a Lafayette 148 dress. I shipped it off to the headquarters. They shipped it off to the person wherever they were at. I don't remember where they were at. This person received the Lafayette 148 dress. She gave me positive feedback. She was like, I love this dress, something to that effect that was kind of generic. And then like a week after she gave me that positive feedback, she messaged me on eBay and she said, there's staining in the shoulders. I'm going to send you pictures later. So I ignored it because I was like, this seems kind of like a scam. I know you can find staining later, but like, why would you give me positive feedback and then message me a week later like, did you wear the dress? Did you stain the dress? I genuinely don't think there was staining on it, so I ignored it. She then, like 2 days later, sent me pictures of these stains. It just looked like odd lighting. It didn't really look like stains. So I'm gonna be honest, again, I ignored it. I don't know that that's the best practice, but I was like, this just smells fishy. So I was hoping nothing would come of it. I figured if she was gonna be like super persistent and wear me down, like I probably was gonna have to refund her, which just felt wrong because the story wasn't adding up. The math was not mathing. So then I received an email from eBay that said there was a problem with your international like sale, and it was the Lafayette 148 dress. They said, we're going to go ahead and refund the buyer on eBay's behalf. So I was like, I didn't know eBay ever took the blame. They ever took it. So eBay refunded the buyer and I don't have to deal with it, and I got to keep that positive feedback from her. So I don't know what magical word she said to get an eBay refund. Maybe they sussed out that she was a scammer. I have no idea. Has that ever happened to any of you guys? Like, I just thought that was very odd. Poshmark has done things like that before where they're like, you know what, we can't make a decision, we're just going to refund both of you and the buyer gets to keep the item. But I've never had a positive experience like that from eBay customer service, so I'm not complaining by any means, but I was definitely like dumbfounded that that happened. Moving on though to the one item that actually did sell. This is a vintage dead stock like little cardigan cape. It's got that like retro floral pattern. It's a dead stock because it is new with tag. It says it originally was $208. I got this for 99 cents like over a year ago. It has shoulder pads. It is the real deal. This only ended up selling for $15. I thought it would sell for more because it is a vintage size 18W, and I mean, I would probably say like, I know vintage obviously runs small. Measurements were different back then. Sizing's different now. I would still say it could probably fit like a large or an extra large. Of course, I did disclose like all the measurements and everything like that, but I was definitely hoping it would sell quicker and for a little bit more. But vintage for me is so fickle. I never really pick the right pieces that sell quickly, so that is definitely not a niche of mine. I know some people, that is their specialty. That is all they sell is vintage things. And I clearly do not have an eye for vintage pieces. But it always does make me feel pretty happy just to sell them. So I am going to weigh this now that I have wrapped it in tissue paper. I'm going to reweigh it now with packaging. This is just an eBay mailer. You can get this with eBay like promotional credits every single quarter if you have an eBay store where you have to pay for it. I know I need to order my quarterly supplies again before the end of March. You can get eBay tape, you can get eBay packaging like me, you can get eBay boxes, poly mailers, etc. Weighing it now with the mailer on. Okay, it is 14 ounces and it's going to cost $6.16 to ship this Ground Advantage to Idaho. I only charged the buyer for $5.50, so I did lose just a little bit in shipping, but sometimes it's just like that. So that is all of the sales that we do have to ship today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please do make sure you give it a thumbs up and you hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!